One of these days, people are going to look back at this time period and they're going to question how Donald Trump was able to convince so many people to vote for him, not once, not twice, but potentially a third time. How he was able to keep people on the Trump train as long as he did. And when I look at it, I can understand how a whole lot of it happened. I can understand how he empowered racism. I can understand how he empowered bigotry. I can understand how that he brought a lot of people into the political arena that knew nothing about politics, knew nothing about how government worked. They were just mad at the world and wanted to watch the whole thing burn. I can understand those. And I can even understand the evangelicals, the top evangelicals at the top of the totem pole, because they're businessmen at the end of the day. And Christianity is their business, and it's the Bible and Jesus and all that stuff. That's their stage props that they use. They're con artists. People like Joel Osteen, Kenneth Copeland, Oral Roberts, and Billy Graham and all those people. I can understand why they would get behind it, because hypocrisy has always been their bag. But what I can't understand is how people that grew up being took to Sunday school, being read the Bible, being taught how to remember the Beatitudes, and learning about the teachings of Jesus, it's really hard for me to understand how those people could have sat there and not noticed that the preachers was going drastically off script, and not notice that Donald Trump was going drastically off script. It's amazing to me that they read about all these false prophets. They read about all these false teachers. And it warns them about how the false teachers will tell them everything they want to hear. And yet they look over and they think it's someone else, and they don't see the big elephant right in the room with them. They don't get that. That doesn't compute. Then again, I mean, if you can convince those people that the world was created in 6 days and it was perfect and holy until a talking snake messed the whole thing up, then I guess anything's possible. But I will never for the life of me understand how these people, Donald Trump is everything that our granddaddies would have slapped us in the mouth for being. He's everything that both of my grandfathers ever told me not to be. Now, I don't know where they'd be if they was here today. I really don't. I don't know where anybody that has came and gone before me would land today, because I've seen some really good people fall for this bullshit. But I just know growing up, had I uttered the words out of my mouth that Donald Trump has uttered, I'd have got slapped in the mouth by my granddaddy for saying it. And just the fact that he's so unpresidential, it's always, Sleepy Joe, deranged Jack Smith, Rhonda Sanctimonious, and it's always just a bunch of all caps in his tweets and shit. It's like, how can smart, educated, God-fearing people get behind that? Why would anybody want that guy to be speaking on their behalf? You can think whatever you want to about Barack Obama. I don't really give a shit. But when Barack Obama spoke, I had no problem for him talking for my country. It was like, that guy can put together a sentence really fucking good. And this guy has just got nothing but explosive verbal diarrhea coming out of his mouth every time. And I'll be an old man in a rocking chair sitting on the porch just watching the wheels go by, and I'll be going, how in the fuck did he convince what is otherwise good-hearted people to buy into his bullshit? I understand the grifters at the top. I get them all. I can understand why the ministers at the top. But it seems like the good old boy in the back corner pew would have called bullshit at some point.